Hey, what's up guys, Bunnycode here, and today I'm going to be showing you how to make shooting enemies. Now, this is how it's going to go. So pretty much it's going to be, this guy's going to have a radar, kind of like what we had the first time, with that radar right there. And, let me click on him. So, it already says that, if near the player, then I want you to start following the player. I deleted the nav mesh last time. We're gonna make like a kind of like a tunnel thing, and it's gonna say if near the player, then I want you to shoot at the player, and like after you're done shooting, then I'm gonna have like this timer counting up, and after that timer counts up, you can shoot at the player again. So it's gonna be like rate of fire. So let's do that. Okay. So sorry about that. First thing we're going to do is we're going to make a basic map. So let's click on our plane and go into edit mode. And 7. Go in the top view. Now I'm just going to put my cursor in here and then press shift space to go like that. And then I'm going to W and subdivide some. I'd say about that is good. Okay. Let's scale it down. I'm gonna move the players after this, okay? And then let's just make a basic like little wall here. Go into face select. There, and there. Okay. And well, one second. Don't put it there. Put it right here. And put this one right there. Okay, and let's just put an outer wall around here. Like that. Okay, and let's just hope those walls show up. Hold on. Let's now move our players in. Okay. There we go. So let's turn off physics visualization for a second, and because since this is a plane, some of the walls might not show up. So we're just making sure that they do. This sun is a little bright. Let's delete. Actually, let's not delete it. I don't think that's a sun. No, that's a point. Okay. No, that is a sun. Sorry. Turn this into an hemi. Go from solid mode to textured mode. And let's just like that. And it's a little. There we go. So that's good. Okay, so let's go back into top view and select our little map, and then go right here to this this thing right here. It's the scene thing, and go build navigation mesh. Okay, and we might want to work on these corners a little bit, but let's just test it out. So let's go back into our enemy right here, and let's choose the navigation mesh again, the one that we just made, and let's call it nav mesh. Okay, well, it is called nav mesh. And if you weren't here for the last video, I recommend that you watch it, but if you're just here for this, make sure that you have the axis on the Y, this N selected, and then just if you want to see where it's going to go, select visualization. Okay, so let's see how that works. There we go. Now, because we made our radar so big, if I go into show physics visualization right here in the game, you'll see that it's just so big like that. So we can turn down the distance to maybe 10, and then turn this one down to 10 too, because we want this one to be either greater than or equal to the distance, and I recommend equal, unless you want to have like if they go far enough away from the enemy that it turns off. But for right now, let's just keep it like that. There we go. So now you'll see that if we guide our player over, that now they'll stop following it, and if we get out of there, they'll stop. Okay, so that's what we want. So let's name this one. Okay, so we're gonna name these because we're gonna be adding, well, before I tell you this, um, I don't know if some of you guys aren't watching some of the videos because it has to do with coding, but it's really easy. I mean, look at this. This is for shooting, and this is really small. This is less than a few lines that you would read in a book, much less type for an essay or something. So don't be scared of coding, and it's really easy to understand. It's like English, so like if this is happening, then do this. It's really easy. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna just name these, and this is our near sensor. So I'm just gonna name this player, seek player, or player sensor. Let's just name it player sensor for that one, and then we're gonna name this one find player with a lowercase f and an uppercase p. Okay, and these have to be the same names that we put inside our code, or they're not gonna work. Okay, so let's delete this and right here, and then add a Python controller and connect them like this. Okay, so let's make our script. Go to templates, Python, game logic simple, and delete this portion I've highlighted right here. Okay, and let's name this actually, so this is in our enemy, right? We don't have an enemy script yet. Okay, so let's name this enemy script script.py. There we go. And let's just plug it in right here. There we go. So now we have to define this stuff. So let's say for player sensor, let's just say lowercase p, capital S. So PS is equal to const dot sensors. And if you guys are ever wondering what I'm doing here, I made a Python tutorial playlist that kind of looks like it's not being watched, but if you guys want to get better at Python in the Blender game engine, go check out my playlist. Okay, so is equal to const.sensors, and then add square brackets with quotations in them. Inside the quotations, we're gonna say what is right here because we're defining this. So let's just click on that and copy and paste it right here so we can get the name exact. So player sensor, and then we're gonna say for find player, let's just go lowercase f, capital P. So fp is gonna be equal to const dot actuators, because this is an actuator right here. Actuators. Okay, and then square brackets, quotations, and inside the quotations, let's put find player because that's the name of it. Lowercase f, capital P, find player. Make sure you spell it right. There we go. Okay, so now we're gonna get into it. Now we're gonna say if ps dot positive. So if it's happening, dot positive. There we go. Okay, then put this little colon right here. Say const dot activate. Okay, so it's getting the controllers and it's activating. Then put these little round braces like this, and inside we're going to put our parameter, and we're going to activate our FP. Okay, so we're activating the find player. So now you'll see that if we go back into top view, or we could go like this, but it lets us see better. Go into top view, press P to play. Okay, there we go. And it's working just like it did before, but the reason why I'm doing it like this is because now we're gonna add shooting to our thing. So let's go right here, where it has all these blocks. Go into the second one, or you can press 2 on, not on your numpad, but on your the numbers above your letters. Press 2 to go into the second one. Okay. So press Shift C to put that in the middle, and then spacebar, and let's add, let's just say a circle. Okay, not a circle, sorry. I meant a sphere. So add sphere. There we go. And let's just name this one enemy bullet. Just like that. And our enemy bullet is going to not actuated, but always the 3 dots. It's always gonna be in motion because it's a bullet. So let's just go like that. And let's go to, well, first of all, we have to go into physics, change it from no collision to character and actor. Okay. And now we have to go into simple motion, character motion, and on the location, let's just make this like, well, since the bullet, we want to go fast, so like 0.3. See what that looks like. Okay. Okay, that doesn't look like nothing. Does that help? Okay, maybe we can't do it with a surface sphere. Is there a reason why we can't do it with a surface sphere? I'd love for somebody to tell me. I think it has something to do with what kind of sphere it is. So let's not make a surface sphere. Sorry. Let's add a. Can we see that? Yeah, add a UV sphere. Okay. Now go into our physics. Go static, character, and select actor. And now let's go always select the 3 dots, because that what these 3 dots does is it allows it to go on a frequency. So if it's at a frequency 0, that means it's doing it really fast. Frequency 120, that means it's going to count up to 20 and then do it. Okay. Then let's add an actuator, and where did they put it? Motion, character motion, and then 0.3. Okay. Connect those two. And is that good? Yeah, that's right. Sorry guys, I forgot, because it's a bullet. So it's not character, but it's static, because we don't want it to fall, right? So we don't want it to be affected by gravity. We could turn it back into a character and then like bring it down like this. So let's go into character, and we can say fall speed max. We can set it equal to 0, and it'll just go like that. We could do that and make it an actor. And let's just bump this up to like 1. There we go. Is that fast enough for a bullet, or is that too fast? I don't know. Let's size it down a little bit. There we go. And then let's go back into our first scene by pressing 1, or pressing this little square right here. And on our character, let's select our character, our enemy, press Shift S, and then cursor to selected, and then spacebar, search, add empty, and make sure it's this empty right here. Let's add an empty cube right like that. Bring it forward on the y-axis, so bring it in front of our cube, scroll it down, and what this is going to be is this is going to be the spawner for our bullet. So when we click, it's going to spawn our bullet out of this. Okay, so let's shift click on our character, control P, set parent to object. Okay, so this one right here is going to be shooting stuff at us. Okay, so let's right here go to add actuator and go to edit object, and right here where it says add object, let's zoom in a little bit. Add the handgun, not the handgun, but the enemy. Where is the enemy bullet? Oh, that's right, we forgot to name it. So let's go back into our bullet, click on it, and then name it from sphere to enemy bullet. There we go. Oh, and let's give it a game property of bullet. Okay, so give it this game property so that when it hits the player will look for bullet, and if it's hit by bullet, it's going to take away health. Okay, so now let's go back in and let's click on our little spawner right here, and we can name this bullet spawner or shooter. Let's just name it shooter. Okay, or capital S lowercase e for enemy shooter. There we go. And then select enemy bullet, shift click on our character, and then tie that to the script. Hold on. Tie it to this script right up here in the enemy. Okay, and then also add a mouse sensor in the enemy and connect that right there. So change that, not change it. No, actually, don't add a mouse sensor. Sorry, didn't mean to say that. That was a bad idea. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go into our enemy, and we are going to do nothing because you're supposed to go into our spawner. Let's go into spawner and to our E spawner and add a game property called ROF for rate of fire, and set it equal to 0 like that, and then press this I so that it shows up when we press P. Okay, so what this thing is going to do is it is going to it's going to shoot, and then the rate of fire is going to go up, and then when it reaches 100 it's going to shoot again, and it's going to go up. So right here when it says positive conta activate following, and then also own. Okay, so own rate of fire, so put those quotations in, and then ROF, or don't say own ROF, actually do, get rid of it in the spawner, put it in your enemy. Sorry guys, ROF, select the I again. So because the script is in the enemy, when we say own, it's referring to the enemy and not to the spawner. So own ROF is going to plus equal 1. Then we're going to say if own ROF is double equals to, so if it's equal to 100, then let's say const dot activate, and let's put those two there because we haven't defined our edit object yet. So let's just call it shooting for where we're adding the object, where we're adding the bullet. Just call it shooting. Okay, and then let's say bullet is going to be equal to, or shooting is equal to const dot activate, and then, or not activate, but const dot actuators, and then inside these little square brackets put quotation marks and say shooting. There we go. So right here we're going to say const dot activate shooting, and we should see, I think this is going to work. If not, trial and error. So let's go up into window and say toggle system console, so it's like that. Okay, press P to play. Let's go in, and it's not working. So this is where we do trial and error. Let's see why it's not working. So it says enemy script.py line 11, which is this one right here. We misspelled actuators. Is that good? Okay, so it's working, and our rate of fire is going up, but it is not shooting. Okay, so that's because we need to set it back to 0. So we need to activate shooting, and then we need to say own sure you spell own right. Rate of fire, so ROF, is now going to be equal to 0. And okay, let's look at our problems. Do we have one? We should have a problem because it is not activating the shooting. Let's set the time equal to 20. See if that does anything. This is strange. Okay. So it has to be right here because well, let's change this from integer to float, and I mean from float to integer, and then let's try that because we're searching for 100 and not 100.0. Yeah, I didn't think that should have effect on it. Guys, I might just clip this point out. Okay, good. Okay, guys, I figured out the problem. Activate spelled wrong, so activate. I don't understand why it wasn't. Why was the blender not catching that mistake? Huh. There we go. So you see it's firing the bullet, and bullet's going all wonky because it's stupid. Let's go back into our bullet, and let's change this from let's change that from character motion to simple motion, and let's make this a static ghost and see if that does anything. Okay. Okay, for some reason it's still going backwards, so again I'm going to pause the video to see what's happening. Okay guys, I think I found our mistake right here. I changed this from global to local, and you'll see that the arrow's facing that way. We want to make sure that its local y-axis is facing the same way as our cube, so press R and Z, and then we gotta switch it around 180, so the green arrow is facing that way and that green arrow is facing that way. That's why this local right here is always a good idea. So let's see if that works in it better, or I'm gonna be mad. Okay, there we go, that's working. Okay, so now we can do it. So now all we have to do is say that if not PS dot positive, okay, colon, then cont dot deactivate FP, because we don't want this to, this is pretty much saying that if not, so if this is not happening, then I want you to deactivate it. So this activates it once it happens and it never deactivates it again. So activate. Okay, let's see if that works. It should. Okay, so he's following us, and then he's not. That's good. Nice. Okay, so now all we have to do is go into our player and add a health property, and then add a collision, and then turn on tap, and we're gonna say if he collides with the property bullet, then let's go into actuator property, and assign his health, let's say a negative 30. So no, don't assign, add to health negative 30, and let's just make his health 100. Press I, and then let's see how this goes. Okay, so there you can see our, where is our health? I have no idea. Where is our guy's health? So, oh, there it is, player health. Okay, so it is not bringing down our health because we didn't we have to connect those two. Sorry, don't forget that ever. There we go. So there we go. You'll see that our player's health is going down. Now we need to go into our bullet and say collision. So we're just going to say if there's a collision, then edit object, end object, and connect those two. Okay, so that's just saying if there is a collision happening, and end it. So now you'll see the bullet disappears as soon as it touches us. Let's change the bullets. So go into your bullet, and right here where it says collision bounds, go into it and then make it a sphere. So select collision bounds and make it a sphere. So let's just make this 0 for now so we can investigate. Oh, I really hope that's working. Better work. Just want to see if that will make it any smoother. But this is how you do it. And this is going to be the last episode. I'm going to make a way cleaner version, like one that looks a lot better. There we go. Now you'll see it's not lagging at all. And all we have to do is add one more thing, and we can do that right now. So let's go plus new, and let's just say game over. Shift C, search, add camera. Okay, with your camera added, press Alt R to clear the rotation. Bring it up, space, search, add plane, expand it, go back into here. Let's change it from Blender Render to Blender Game, and let's add some text. First, I don't like this white because it's very annoying, so let's bring this down to like a gray or a black or a gray if you want. Let's be stupid. And let's just add like a spacebar, add text, and you died. And add a color to the text, I think. Can we? Nope. We have to do that in script, which I will cover in some tutorials later. But that's pretty much it. And you can add a sensor, like let's just bring that down a little bit. So let's go back into our game, and let's call this one right here game over. And let's go back and get rid of that game.001. There we go. So we'll say that you could do this in code and say activate this and activate that, but let's just do it with object blocks and save the hassle. So minimize all of that. So go to player, add sensor, property. So if property is health is less than let's say 0.1. So if it's less than that, then obviously they're dead. Then I want you to, let's zoom in a little bit. Scene. Set scene. Game over. Okay. So let's just test that. Let's go into 0. Let's go like this. It's our little game right here. That's our enemy. There we go. You died, and it does that. We can easily fix that. Let's add another scene and then connect it to the same one. Remove scene and remove HUD. If this works, we'll have a clean game, and this will be the end of the series, which I will be making more of. There we go. So all those green stuff is just, you know, window and no game, and then show debug properties. But that is it for the game show physics visualization. But this is it, you know. So sad. You can play around with this, make some pretty cool games. Made a top-down game. You can see it right here, or not. Yes, you can actually. This is my game that I'm working on. You can shoot them and like that. It's gonna look better. But yeah, that's it for this series. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.